Hello, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to No Man's Sky. So today we're going to look at a planet called New Shfordu on the Gogradni IV system. We looked at the first planet last week, Highfall, and this week we're looking at the second planet. This will include pre-Origins and after Origins footage, as some was filmed pre-Origins and some was filmed after to redo some of it. If you do like these videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. And ring the bell just so you're notified when a new video is launching. If there's anything you'd like to see in these videos or for me to pay more attention to, don't hesitate to let me know. All comments are appreciated massively. And I just hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I enjoy making them. They take a long time. Some planets are 12 hours worth of footage is condensed down to a video, just to find everything and try and explore as much as possible, but it's something that I'm enjoying doing, as long as I'm just enjoying playing the game. So here we go, let's have a look at the planet New Shfordu. So we're just entering the system for the first time. There is a distress beacon as well, which is something we were following, just because it gave us a point of reference to land. Straight away you can see there's a bit of water here. It was an interesting one. I think this is probably my first water filled planet, or one of a decent amount anyway. Right, so this is New Shfordu. I'm going to keep changing how to pronounce it. The weather is superheated rain, although I didn't once see that. Sentinels were attentive. Floor was generous, fauna's empty. Yeah, we didn't really see any superheated rain, I must admit. We're going to look at the distress beacon, which is what we found as we landed. And we're going to extract the records. And we're going to get a pulse spitter. There we go. The ship itself that you can see there, the yellow one, it is Dark Seeker 2. It's a 22 slot C-class fighter. It's okay. It's not something I'd go out my way to have, to be honest. Maybe worth the scrap value, I suppose, at some point. But other than that, it's not fantastic. So the planet had a lot of these tall square hills, mountains kind of things, which is what I built on in the end. The view is stunning, especially at night. So this is my base. I built it on one of these square parts just to give myself a decent view. We also completed a few of the overseer missions, which is what we're going to see next. I haven't really concentrated too much on these, so I thought I'd get some done. And the first one gives us the blueprint for glass. So he wants chromatic metal. To be honest, we already had chromatic metal. I always try and keep a stash of it at all times, just because I found it comes in useful. So we can give him what we've got. And that gives us access to the science terminal. There we go. Which is something we'll look at later on. Not on this planet. I'm to tell you that now. Not later on today. But then he wants us to go to an abandoned structure. Something we'll do another time. Okay, now we're going to have a look at the amount of the different things like we've got around. So in the water, there was a lot of water. There was quite a few water type animals. These little fish things that seem to be scurrying around the bottom. We had some armoured clams. A few of these around, to be fair. And these jellyfish type creatures with big eyes. They were everywhere, to be honest. I would tell you the names, but because I hadn't noted them down, and now they're extinct, I can't. But they're always in groups generally, then maybe you get one or two together, but generally groups, and they were everywhere. Friendly, didn't do any harm. Quite cool to look at, especially close up. Next we're going to look at New Shfordu. I want to call it Shfordu, this is all after Origin, so this is now present day stuff. So this is my base, daytime view this time, a lot better. The only thing that changed on the planet itself, according to the bio of the planet, was the fauna changed from empty, which it definitely wasn't, to bountiful. And the animals changed obviously, but that was the only thing that changed. I didn't really raise that point before, but previously it said the fauna was empty, and it wasn't, so I don't understand that. But now it's bountiful, and you'll see from this landscape view, it was. It's an amazing red landscape, lots of fungus type fauna as well. They actually glow up at night, which is really cool. Although it says superheated rain as weather, I spent a long time on this planet and I've yet to see any superheated rain. There are some downsides to this planet though, which we'll get onto shortly within the type of creatures here. Whereas before there was no predators. Now there's quite a few. But firstly we'll look at the underwater creatures. We're going to start with the Winklarium. These are found roaming the bustling, bountiful oceans of the planet. These creatures never seem to stop moving. They're always looking for the next meal, which is predominantly made up of plankton. They're not fussy and will happily feed upon any tiny organisms not quick enough to get away. Generally found in groups, they're social creatures who have a strong social structure. As you can see in a group there. They look menacing, I will say, but they're not really menacing. I think it's the teeth that give it away. They make that kind of appearance, I suppose. But yeah, they generally didn't bother you that much. Look at those teeth. Next we're going to look at the Photoudan. They're often found wandering the floors of the oceans. They live on plankton on the seabed. Rarely venturing out the water, they live solitary lives. Never seen more than one together. They grow as tall as 1.6 metres, and they're easily seen endlessly searching for the next meal. So they're everywhere. They're all over the ocean floor. A couple of different variations. Next is the Ornithosalia. These are found swimming in the milk-warm seas of the planet, and these underwater creatures are easily seen in any and all water. They're scavengers, feeding upon the soft downward drift of plankton, as well as feasting upon the dying remains of tiny organisms. This type of feeding is helped by their extra tongue, which is hidden until they feed. Without a centralised nervous system, these creatures know nothing but to swim, fight, flee and consume. We're going to look at our first ground creature now, and this is a cryodo. These creatures are rarely seen, but when they are, they're always in groups. Their feet never truly touch the ground, floating just above it. How they do this is unknown. Poor sensory systems leave this typical passive creature unable to see much of the world around them. They grow up to 2.9 meters in height and weigh around 127 kilograms. They consume a lot of nutrients to maintain their size. This mostly comes from their own fecal matter, but also that of other creatures. So they eat their own poo, basically. So next we're going to see why this planet isn't as nice as it first seems. This is a Tremavium. This is the tallest, meanest and most dangerous creature on this planet. They grow up to 3.8 meters in height. They're a tireless predator. With no natural predators of their own, their ferocity knows no bounds. Their extremely well adapted toxin removal systems allow them to consume prey in their entirety, from the standard flesh to the richly nutritious but frequently hazardous offal. If you see them, run. There is also several variations of this. So there's one there. This was second. A little bit different. Tail is a bit different with the feathers there, and the head slightly. This is the most weird variation. Feathers on the arms, on the back. But wait till you see this face. It's some sort of genetic mutation is what it looks like, to be honest. There we go, look at that mutation on the face. It is just different. It's probably all I can say to that. But these chased you. They did not want to let go. So next we're going to look at the Picalbusium. These are a solitary creature. They stay hidden until it's ready to feed, which makes it a rare sight. They grow up to 2.2 meters in height, which once it's seen, it can't hide easily. They're a cruel and dangerous predator, having evolved a remarkably muscular jaw which can happily tear through the flesh of prey. Only needing to eat once per lunar cycle. It seems to look forward to the hunt, desperate to feed upon the offal found deep within the carcass. This offal makes its feces very nutritious for those creatures who dare to follow them. And that's their predators. We're going to look at the flying creature. There's only one. This is Hot Bicipi. They're an uncommon sight, but majestic when they are seen flying over the planet. Long lives, large brains and canny, well-honed instincts give this creature the unmistakable air of wisdom. They're always seeking out a mate and are highly fertile. Their diet consists of fallen fruit that has begun to rot. This fermented bacterium-rich mush appears to have a vital place in their digestive system. I will go back to what I've said on previous videos. A lot of the animals in this sky now seem to be very similar, and it's kind of disappointing. This one has a toucan type beak, 4 wings, but they're all very similar. We kind of want some variation. And the last creature we're going to look at on this planet is the Gogradni. These are a rare grassland creature. They're generally found in a herd. They're nervous and flighty, and they exist in a constant state of nervous excitement. They're ready to flee at the first sign of danger. When they feel threatened, they'll inflate their body to intimidate the predator. They are drawn to sugar. They consume the small fruits that fall from local flora. They're not a large creature. They grow up to 1.1 meters in height, but the sugar they consume means they can weigh as much as 100 kilograms. Several variations. Again, nice looking creatures, similar to ones we saw on High 4, to be honest, especially this one. Okay, so we're going to go back to where we first landed pre-Origins, and the same thing was there again after Origins. Distress Beacon was back. We could access it again, so we did. We're going to enter the cockpit this time, and this will give us a cadmium drive. There we go. I need to get some better starships. That's the only really way for me to use a lot of the stuff I've got. The starships, admittedly. And the starship itself, unfortunately, was the exact same as before. It didn't change. So it's still a Dark Seeker 2, 22 slot C-class fighter. Again, scrap probably. And then we're going to have a look at some of the different things we found. So we found the buried cache. These appeared after Origins. This one was a mineral record, catite. It's a fragment of discovery data from the planet Lemma Alpha concerning local minerals. It's marked as being collected by a local Gek explorer. Whether I'll actually find the planets these come from, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. And then we found a buried mineral formation, which gave us a glowing mineral. There's 2 of them here. This was while dodging predators. Then we found another species record. This was a Cop Geisei from planet PN's XV111. These give you nanites when you analyse the data. You can hear the creatures around me as well at this point. And then we found buried together a cache, so I don't want to call it cache, and a subterranean organic structure. The buried cache gave us a dented magnetic fan. A little bit disappointing. We dismantled it. I think we got some lemium and a crystal sulfide. Yeah. The subterranean organic structure gave us a glutinous lump, which all you can really do with this is process the protein, which we did, and it gave us 106 carbon. And then this is another cache. No, this isn't the cache. Sorry, I'm getting confused. This is a plant that interested me. It was just nice to look at. This is the Uterae, centuries old, nutrient sources, lost insects. I just thought it looked amazing up close. It's one of those things you can see can entice the insects in, especially on the underside with the coloration. I just, yeah, I don't normally concentrate too much on flora, but I really should. So now, back underwater, we found this worm-like creature that was watching me. And it sucked me straight in. I panicked. Admittedly, I panicked. I managed to get out, but I was not expecting that. I did try to shoot it, but I ran out of bullets too quickly. Yeah, stay away. They can do a lot of damage very quickly, as I found. Another thing we found underwater was an alluring specimen. And I could see it was below me, so I thought I'd go and get it. It just seemed too good to be true. I thought, you know, it could be worth quite a few units, so I thought I'd travel down and have a look. Just scanning the plant beneath me first. I know it looks really weird as I'm travelling downwards, admittedly, but there we go. Alluring specimen. Couldn't help but pick it up. It gave me a Hadal core, and then it said unleashed abyssal horror. I was a little bit unsure. Did panic a little bit. Thought, right, where's my hole? I need to find my hole. Didn't find my hole to get back out since I used the terrain manipulator to get down here. I can't see where it is. Yes, you can see the red predator signs, but I don't know where it is. I'm just trying to get away at this point. Up the hole we go. And as I swam further, I was just trying to hide a little bit. I weren't too sure where it was. But as I swam further away, I kind of didn't worry too much because they were never near me, which was a bit of a shame. They never got anywhere near me. But then I thought I'm going to have to go back and have a look to see what it actually looked like. So here we go. This is the abyssal horror that was chasing me. Yeah, not the nicest, I'll give you that. That light on the front just doesn't help. There's a green glow into its sharp teeth. Yeah, no. Glad it got away. I don't know how much damage I would have done, but I'm glad it got away. But they were never really near me. I don't know where they suddenly appeared from, but they seemed quite a way away. We found quite a few submerged relics on the floor as well, underwater, and they gave Hadal cores, which is worth a decent amount of units. And as I was exploring, a ship landed next to me, which I hadn't seen before. For those of you that have had this happen to them, the first time it happens, I must admit, you're like, wow, I got a visitor. So I just need to find the captain, which is just around the other side. There he is. And he is selling suspicious modules. I don't know what took me so long to actually press the button, to be honest. I thought, oh, okay, I've got plenty of nanites, so it'd be interesting to see what they could do and how good they were compared to what other classes of modules I've got. So I thought I'd buy a couple. So I bought myself a scanner module and a mining beam module, just because I wanted a bit of research purposes, as you can guess. I don't really know where these fall within the range from C class to S class, to be honest. I just need to get rid of something, so I've got some free slots. I know there's been a lot of talk about they're quite varied in terms of how good they are. Sell the Hadal cores, they give quite a decent amount of money. We'll get the mining bin. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure really how good these will be, can be. It is very random. I did have to have a look at the ship just to see if it was any good. It's a C-class Shfordu Pathfinder XP. Quick comparison. Yeah, it's okay. I'm still using my Radiant Pillar, my original first ship. It's something I do need to upgrade. I'm just kind of waiting for something amazing to come along more than anything else. Does the job currently. I just can't use a lot of my modules and upgrades for it, which is a shame. But let's have a look at what the actual modules that we just bought did. So we've got a scanner and a mining beam module. We'll install the scanner first. I know I put it in the wrong place. It gave me a 10% plus 10% scan radius and a more flora analysis rewards, which is about 5,000 units. And yes, I put it in the wrong place. So it's okay. I would say it's the A-class one I've got is better. And the B-class is probably better as well. So it's okay. It's probably between an A and a B. Well, no, probably between a C and a B, to be fair. And the mining beam upgrade, it was better than the C class one I had. This gave me a overheat downtime of 10%, which is slightly better than the previous. So I would probably say it's between a C and a B. That was it really. They weren't fantastic. I also came across a fairy circle of floating red blocks. These gave me lots of navigation data. Weird, but cool at the same time. As well as navigation data, the other thing they gave me was drop pod data. So I think I got 5 or 6 of those as well. I did collect all of them. It did take quite a while, admittedly. But yeah, just something a bit different. And that's it for this week. Thank you for watching. If you did like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Ring the bell. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought, what you want to see going forward. You know, I appreciate all the comments I do get, and I would like feedback in any shape, way or form, and basically anything you want to see more of. If you want me to focus some more on the flora or the fauna or the planet, you know, anything. I don't know, you know, whatever you kind of want, I don't mind. It's something I can try and incorporate as much as possible. Next week's video, we are going to go and look at the Artemis storyline and the first visit to Anomaly, if I can say the word. I did that after visiting the first 2 planets in this system, because there was originally only 2 planets in this system. So it will all be pre-Origins. Before we look at one of the brand new planets in the Gogradni system that appeared after Origins. Have a good week. Thank you for watching, and see you next Sunday. Bye bye.